Good morning, America. As the sun rises over cities and towns across the nation, millions of people are waking up to a day that will soon be anything but ordinary. Today, we stand on the brink of a weather event that will be remembered for years to come. A winter storm of truly historic proportions. A massive winter storm is preparing to unleash its fury across a huge portion of our country. From the heartland to the East Coast, the atmosphere is primed for a dramatic transformation. The sky is darkening and the first signs of the storm's approach are already visible on the horizon. This is not just another winter day. This is the calm before a relentless onslaught of snow, ice, and wind. Forecasters are calling it historic and crippling, potentially the most significant winter event of the year for millions. Meteorologists across the country are sounding the alarm, issuing urgent warnings and tracking the storm's every move. Newsrooms are abuzz with updates, and emergency management teams are preparing for the worst. The anticipation is palpable, as experts compare this system to some of the most severe storms in recent memory. This system will bring heavy snow, debilitating ice, and a blast of frigid Arctic air. Streets that are now clear will soon be buried under several inches, if not feet, of snow. Trees and power lines will groan under the weight of accumulating ice, and the biting wind will make the cold feel even more intense. For many, this will be a test of endurance and resilience as the storm transforms familiar neighborhoods into frozen landscapes. The storm stretches over 2,000 miles from Texas to Maine. Its reach is staggering, impacting communities large and small, urban and rural alike. From the southern plains, where snow is a rare sight, to the snow-hardened cities of the Northeast, no one in the storm's path will be untouched. The sheer scale of this system is almost unprecedented, with weather alerts spanning more than a dozen states. It's fueled by Gulf moisture clashing with Arctic air, creating a recipe for disaster. Warm, humid air surges northward from the Gulf of Mexico, colliding with a wall of bitterly cold Arctic air plunging south. This volatile mix is the perfect setup for intense precipitation, rapidly changing conditions, and dangerous weather phenomena. The atmosphere is charged, and the energy released will drive the storm's ferocity. The impacts will be prolonged, with some areas facing over 48 hours of hazardous weather. For 2 days or more, communities will be battered by relentless snowfall, freezing rain, and howling winds. Roads will become impassable, and daily life will grind to a halt as people hunker down and wait for the storm to pass. Emergency services are bracing for a surge in calls, and officials are urging everyone to stay indoors and off the roads. The slow movement means significant snow and ice accumulations, making travel nearly impossible. Highways and interstates could be shut down for hours or even days, with stranded vehicles and treacherous conditions posing serious risks. Power outages are likely as ice builds up on lines and trees, and the threat of hypothermia increases for those caught without heat or shelter. This is a storm that demands respect and preparation. Even a slight shift in the storm's track could mean the difference between a foot of snow, a dangerous ice storm, or just cold rain. The exact impacts will depend on where the storm's core travels, and forecasters are watching every update closely. For now, millions wait and watch, knowing that the next few days will test their resolve and remind us all of the power of nature. Over 150 million Americans are under winter weather alerts, nearly half the country. This storm's reach is staggering, spanning more than 24 states from Texas to New England. Major cities like Dallas, Atlanta, Washington, D.C., New York, and Boston are all in the path. The storm's unique trajectory cuts through some of the most densely populated regions. Unlike storms that stay north or out to sea, this one targets the heart of the South and East Coast. The result, a truly national event demanding a coordinated response from officials and families alike. Here's how this powerful winter storm will unfold, stretching from the heart of Texas all the way to the bustling streets of New York City. Over the next several days, millions of Americans will find themselves in the path of a sprawling system that promises to bring a dramatic mix of ice, snow, and hazardous conditions. Let's break down the storm's journey, region by region, and see what's in store. The first impacts will be felt in Texas and Oklahoma. In Dallas-Fort Worth, residents should brace for significant ice accumulation. Roads will quickly become slick and treacherous, making travel extremely dangerous. Power outages are likely as ice weighs down trees and power lines. Meanwhile, just to the north, Oklahoma and Kansas will be blanketed by heavy snow, with some areas expecting up to a foot or more. Snowplows will be working around the clock, but rural communities could find themselves cut off for hours or even days. As the storm pushes eastward, it will unleash a dangerous mix of freezing rain and sleet across Arkansas, northern Mississippi, and Tennessee. Cities like Little Rock and Nashville are at risk for significant ice storms, which could snap tree limbs and bring down power lines, leaving thousands in the dark. Roads will be coated in a slick glaze, making even short trips hazardous. Emergency crews are already preparing for the possibility of widespread disruptions and urging residents to stay off the roads if possible. The southern Appalachian Mountains are next in the storm's path. Here, the higher elevations could see more than 2 feet of snow piling up, with fierce winds creating deep drifts and whiteout conditions. Mountain roads will become impassable, and some remote communities may be isolated for days. Local authorities are warning residents to stock up on essentials and prepare for the possibility of being snowed in. The heavy wet snow could also lead to roof collapses and additional power outages in these rugged areas. By the weekend, the storm will set its sights on the mid-Atlantic and Northeast. Major cities like Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and New York are bracing for a wintry onslaught. Depending on the exact track of the storm, these cities could see heavy snow, a dangerous wintry mix, or even periods of freezing rain. Commuters should expect major delays, and city officials are preparing plows and salt trucks for a non-stop battle to keep streets clear. Sidewalks will be slippery, and public transportation could be severely disrupted. The I-95 corridor, a vital artery for travel and commerce, is expected to be hit especially hard. With heavy snow and ice, sections of the highway may become completely impassable, stranding motorists and halting deliveries. Authorities are urging drivers to avoid unnecessary travel and to prepare emergency kits if they must venture out. Abandoned vehicles and jackknife trucks could block lanes for hours, compounding the chaos. In New York and Boston, forecasters are calling for 6 to 12 inches of snow, accompanied by strong, gusty winds that will whip up blizzard-like conditions at times. The combination of heavy snow and wind will reduce visibility, making travel nearly impossible. Residents should prepare for major disruptions to daily life, from school closures to canceled events. City crews will be working non-stop to clear streets, but the sheer volume of snow may overwhelm even the most prepared teams. As the new work week begins, the storm's impacts will ripple across the country. Widespread airport delays and cancellations are expected, with thousands of flights likely to be affected from Dallas to New York. Travelers should check with airlines before heading to the airport and be prepared for long waits and last-minute changes. This storm will test the resilience of communities and travelers alike, reminding us all of the power and unpredictability of winter weather. When winter storms threaten, it's important to understand exactly what's coming your way. Let's break down the threats and what they mean for you, your family, and your community. Snow and ice may look beautiful from the comfort of your home, but they can quickly turn dangerous, disrupting daily life and putting people at risk. Heavy, wet snow, often measuring 6 to 12 inches or more in many areas, will make roads impassable, trapping vehicles and making travel nearly impossible. This kind of snow is especially dangerous because it's dense and heavy, putting enormous strain on rooftops, garages, and even trees. The weight can cause roofs to collapse, especially flat or older structures, and can snap tree limbs, which may fall onto power lines or vehicles below. Fast-falling snow can overwhelm even the best-equipped road crews, piling up faster than plows can clear it. This leads to whiteout conditions where visibility drops to near zero, and even experienced drivers can lose their way. Blowing and drifting snow can quickly cover freshly plowed roads, making it feel like the storm is never ending. In these conditions, it's safest to stay off the road entirely. But ice is even more dangerous than snow. Freezing rain coats everything it touches: roads, sidewalks, trees, and power lines, in a slick, nearly invisible glaze. Unlike snow, ice is almost impossible to drive or walk on safely. Even a thin layer can turn steps and streets into hazardous traps, and the added weight on trees and wires can lead to widespread damage. Just a quarter inch of ice is enough to cause hundreds of accidents and knock out power to thousands of homes. When the ice gets to half an inch or more, entire regions can be crippled, roads become impassable, power lines snap, and communities can be left in the dark for days. The aftermath of a major ice storm can be far more disruptive than heavy snow, with recovery taking much longer. The storm's battleground is the snow-ice line, a shifting, unpredictable boundary stretching from Texas all the way through the mid-Atlantic. This line marks where snow changes to ice, and it's where the worst impacts are often felt. Forecasting exactly where this line will set up is challenging, but it's crucial for knowing what kind of weather to expect in your area. Many communities will see a wintry mix, a messy, ever-changing combination of snow, sleet, and freezing rain. This mix makes travel treacherous and power reliability a nightmare. Sleet can pile up like snow but is much harder to clear, while freezing rain creates a solid sheet of ice over everything. The constant change between precipitation types keeps everyone on edge and makes planning difficult. Cities like Atlanta and Charlotte, which rarely see significant snow, face the threat of crippling ice instead. These areas are less prepared for winter weather, with fewer plows and less road salt on hand. Even a minor ice storm can shut down highways, close schools and businesses, and leave thousands without power for days. Power restoration after major ice storms is a massive challenge. Crews must work in dangerous, icy conditions to repair lines, often battling cold, wind, and more falling ice. For some neighborhoods, it can take days or even weeks to get the lights back on, especially if roads are blocked or equipment is damaged. That's why it's so important to prepare now if you're in the ice zone. Stock up on essentials like food, water, batteries, and medications. Make sure you have a way to stay warm if the power goes out, and check on neighbors who might need help. Winter storms can be unpredictable, but a little preparation goes a long way toward keeping you safe and comfortable until the danger passes. Travel and power will be hit hard. Thousands of flights are already canceled, with major hubs bracing for more. Highways like I-40, I-81, and I-95 could be shut down for days. Even emergency vehicles may be unable to navigate the worst-hit areas. Stay off the roads once the storm begins. It's not worth the risk. Widespread, long-lasting power outages are likely, especially where ice accumulates. Losing power means losing heat, which can quickly become life-threatening in the cold. Gather emergency supplies, now. Flashlights, batteries, blankets, food, and a battery-powered radio. The economic impact will be massive, with business closures and costly repairs. This storm is a stark reminder of our vulnerability to nature's power. The storm's aftermath brings a dangerous deep freeze. Arctic air will plunge temperatures to record lows across the eastern U.S. Snowpack will keep temperatures even colder at night. In Texas, sub-freezing temps could last up to 60 hours, risking burst pipes and water damage. The Midwest and Northeast will see single digits or below zero, with wind chills as low as -30. Frostbite can occur in 30 minutes. Limit time outdoors and dress in layers. The cold will slow recovery, making power restoration and travel even harder. The danger doesn't end when the snow stops. The deep freeze is just as serious. Amid the chaos, some rare phenomena are unfolding. Snow flurries were spotted in the Florida Panhandle, a testament to the Arctic air's reach. Meanwhile, a geomagnetic storm has made the northern lights visible deep into the U.S. These events highlight the scale and strangeness of the current weather pattern. The same jet stream driving the cold is causing unusual weather worldwide. It's a moment of wonder, but the focus must return to the storm's real dangers. Now is the time for final preparations. Preparation is essential. Here's your checklist. Stock at least 3 days' worth of food, water, and medications. Gather flashlights, batteries, and a battery-powered radio. Charge all devices and power banks now. Have extra blankets and warm clothing. Dress in layers. Use generators or heaters safely. Never use a gas stove for heat. Fill your gas tank and pack a winter kit if you must drive, but avoid travel if possible. Check on neighbors, especially the elderly, or those with medical needs. Bring pets inside. They're vulnerable too. By preparing and looking out for each other, we can weather this storm safely. The forecast is still evolving. Stay tuned for updates. A small shift in the storm's track could change snow and ice totals dramatically, especially for cities along I-95. After the storm, bitter cold and icy roads will persist, making recovery slow and dangerous. Power restoration could take days, especially in hard-hit areas. Coastal flooding is also possible in the Northeast as the storm moves up the coast. Follow local officials' guidance and stay home if advised. Stay informed, stay safe, and we'll keep you updated every step of the way.